திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். ஆடும் வரிவேல் அணி சேவல் என பாடும் பணியே பணியாய் அருள்வாய் தேடும் கயமா முகனை செருவில் சாடும் தனி யானை சகோதரனே. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். உலகலாம் உணர்ந்து ஓதற்கரியவன் நிலவுலாவிய நீர்மலி வேணியன் அலகில் சோதியன் அம்பலத்து ஆடுவான் மலர் சிலம்படி வாழ்த்தி வணங்குவான். திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, என் நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி, ஏகம்பத்துரை எந்தாய் போற்றி, பாகம் பெண்ணூர் ஆனாய் போற்றி, பராய்த்துறை மேவிய பரணே போற்றி, சிராப்பள்ளி மேவிய சிவனே போற்றி, அண்ணாமலையம் அண்ணா போற்றி, கண்ணாரமுத கடலே போற்றி, காவாய் கனகத்திரளே போற்றி, கைலை மலையானே போற்றி போற்றி, வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். அண்ட சராசரங்களுக்கெல்லாம் அதிபதியாக விளங்கக்கூடிய முருகப்பெருமானுடைய ஒப்பற்ற பெருங்கருணையினாலே ஞானத்திரள் பெரிய புராணத்திலே பேசப்பெறுகிற நாயன்மார்களுடைய வரலாற்றை ஆங்கிலத்திலே தொடர்ந்து செய்து வருகின்ற இந்த பகுதிகளிலே இன்றைய தினம் மேலும் ஒரு நாயன்மாரை நாம் சிந்திப்பதற்கு திருவருள் கூட்டியிருக்கிறது. இந்த அற்புதமான ஒரு ஆங்கில தொடரை நமக்கு வழங்குபவர்கள் கத்தார் சரவணன் மற்றும் அவருடைய மனைவியார். இவர்கள் இருவரும் இந்த நிகழ்விற்கு மிக அற்புதமாக அவர்கள் பின்புலமாக நின்று நல்லாதரவு தந்து இதனை அவர்கள் இங்கே அமைத்து தந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். அவர்களுக்கு நம்முடைய வாழ்த்துக்களை முதற்கண் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றோம். பெரிய புராணம் was gifted by our Deva Chekadar. It describes the life history of 63 Nayanmars. It gives all the details about their hometown, their nativity, and their profession, and their nature of job, and their nature of living. All these details have been given by Deva Chekadar in Periya Puranam. If we go through the entire list of Nayanmars, we can understand that all these 63 apostles have been listed only by our great beloved Sundarar. He is named as Nambi Arurar by his parents. He is known as Nambi Arurar, but at the same time Deva Chekadar is giving the details of his earlier name in Kailash as Alala Sundarar. Alala Sundarar listed out all the 63 Nayanmars under the influence of Lord Shiva's grace. Because we must understand one thing, that all the 63 Nayanmars do not belong to the same time zone. If we can segregate the Nayanmars by time wise, first of all we can list the Nayanmars before the time of Thiruneela Nakkar and Thiruneelanakka, because both of them are contemporaries. So we can just list out the Nayanmars who lived during the period prior to Thiruneela Nakkar and Thiruneelanakka. That is, it is before 7th century. Up to 7th century, the list of Nayanmars. Then the second list is the Nayanmars who lived during the period of Thiruneela Nakkar and Thiruneelanakka. So they are all contemporaries of Thiruneela Nakkar. So the second list is running like this. The third list of Nayanmars is the Nayanmars lived during the period between Thiruneela Sambandar, Thirunavukarasar and Sundarar. In between these two great people who are all depicted as Nayanmars. So the list, third list runs like this. Final and fourth list, we cannot say the final. Of course, the 63 Nayanmars as far as concerned, the final list of Nayanmars falls the stories about the Nayanmars who lived during the period of Sundaran. So, the Nayanmars contemporary of Sundaran. So, the four list of Nayanmars, if you go through the first list, second list, third list and fourth list, all the Nayanmars fall in any one of these four categories. These all Nayanmars have been completely listed out by our Nambi Arurar alias Sundaramurthy Swami. If you just go through them, the Nayanmars listed out by Sundaramurthy Swami who lived before him, who lived before their duration, that is before 9th century, let us say. Sundara's period has been finalized as 9th century. So 9th century, let us say. Before 9th century, some Nayanmars lived. Very few lived during the period of Sundara. He had listed those Nayanmars also. He had listed the Nayanmars prior to his time, and also he had listed out Nayanmars lived during his period. But one thing we must understand is, under the instructions received from Thiruvarur Peruman, the god of Thiruvarur, he sang this Tiruthodda Togai. Even though the sonnet was composed by Sundarar, we cannot say all the Nayanmars listed out during his period were familiar to him. Let us say, were familiar or were known to him. Some of them were not known to him at all. At the time of it was being sung, he didn't know the Nayanmars at all, but how he was able to include them in the list? Then it indicates that he had not sung, it was given by Lord Shiva. Under the guidance and influence of Lord Shiva only he composed it. Let me give one example. He sang the song Tiruthodda Togai in Thiruvarur, and he was called as his friend by Lord Shiva. Only in Thiruvarur, when he was getting married with Paravayar, he was there in Thiruvarur, and at that time only he sang the Tiruthodda Togai. So he might not have known Seraman Perumal Nayanar by that time. He might not have known Perumalai Kurumbar, but they have been included in the sonnet. As per the episode of Sundarar, Sundarar would be meeting them only in his later part of life. So it's very clear that even though the song, the Tiruthodda Togai, was composed by our Sundarar, the entire thing was prompted It can be said as prompted by Lord Shiva to Sundaramurti Swami. So, keeping this in mind, we must know that all Nayanmars sung by our Nambi Arurar at the time of composing Tiruthandattogai might not have been known to him. Okay, now these Nayanmars, only 63 in number, can be just restrict that those who have been graced by Lord Shiva, who had been accorded the abode of Lord Shiva, Shivalu, only to these 63 people? No, not at all. They have been listed as a sample list. That is why he was saying in Tiruthandattogai, Appalum Adisarunda Adiyarku Adiyen. So he is indicating in this that many devotees, many Adiyars, many Nayanmars are to come in future. They may belong to in local areas, or they may belong to abroad. So I pay my salute, I pay my obeisance to all these Nayanmars who might not have been listed now. So keeping this within our view, that the list not prepared by Sundaramurti Swamigal, it was prepared by Lord Shiva. One more thing, Sundaramurti Swamigal might have known some Adiyars during the period of Triyana Sambandar or during the period prior to Triyana Sambandar, but how can he list out all these Nayanmars in a single song unless otherwise it was prompted by Lord Shiva? So it's very clear that the entire Tiruthandattogai was scheduled and given only by Tiruvarur Tyagaraja. That's very clear. He gave out Tiruthandattogai and asked Sundaramurti Swamigal to name it after him. So even though we say that Tiruthandattogai done by Sundaramurti Swamigal, the entire responsibility of making this sonnet goes to our Tiruvarur Tyagaraja. Okay, so okay, I wanted to share this information because we must be knowing. Some people are asking me, how Sundaramurti can include Perumadalai Kurumbar, who is not at all known to him, and he didn't know him at all, and he didn't meet him at all. He didn't meet him at all. How could he include him in his Tiruthandattogai? Some people are also asking, so Seraman Perumal Nayanar was met by Sundara only after the marriage of Sangli Nachiyar. But before Sangli Nachiyar, Tiruthandattogai came out. Yeah, how could be possible to include Seraman Perumal Nayanar before he was known to him at all? The answer is this. The Tiruthandattogai was not at all done by Sundaramurti Swamigal. It was done by only Tiruvarur Tyagaraja. Excuse me. Saravana Bhava. So today we are going to see the episode of Thiruneela Nakkar. Thiruneelanakka Nayanar belongs to Tiruchathamangai. Tiruchathamangai was an evergreen and fertile town in Chola kingdom. Shiva temple is there. It is known as Ayya temple. Thiruneela Nakkar belongs to Brahmin community. In the hamlet inhabited by lot of sections of people. Out of them, Brahmin community also made a section of the entire population, and those Brahmins they learned Vedas and they lived by Vedas. What they learned, they stood by it. That was the speciality of Brahmins. Brahmins, when they give credit to their Vedams, at the same time they adopt the teachings and preachings of Vedas in their life. So because of them, the whole town was flourishing, and the wherever you go, Veda Goshangal, the chanting of slogans from Vedas, it was going on in the entire town. And the Brahmin community, they were very keen in giving away and hosting all Sivanadiyars. They felt it as a pleasure. They gave them whatever they wanted. They gave them good food, and they hosted all Sivanadiyars in the town. One of them is, as we already seen, Thiruneelanakka Nayanar belonged to that community, and he was also a very, very strong devotee of Lord Shiva, Ayya. He would be performing the Shiva Puja in his own house, following all the traditions and also following all the rules dictated by the Sivagamas. So, after completing the puja at his home, he would be going to Sivan temple, and along with his wife he would be going, and there he would be doing Abhishekam, Alankaram, that is bathing Lord Shiva and also adorning him. All these things he would be doing every day, and he would be paying prayers along with his wife. His wife would be taken with him for assisting him, even though she was not participating in the Shiva Puja. She would be assisting her husband for doing the prayers and also for Abhishekam and other things. She would be assisting in full. So whenever Thiruneela Nakkar wants something, she would be offering them, she would be taking and giving it to him. So likewise, they have made it a custom to visit daily Ayya, and daily he would be giving prayers before him. One such day, when he went to the temple along with his wife, who carried all the materials for Abhishekam and also for puja. And our Nayanar Thiruneela Nakkar, when he reached the Shiva temple, he entered, he worshipped, he prostrated before him, and he was paying the obeisance, and he started doing the puja. First of all, he did all the abhishekam, that is pouring milk, curd, ghee, everything on the Shivalingam, and also other like the sandal powder and other things. After completing the bathing, he would be decorating the Shivalingam. He would be decorating with the flowers and also adorning him with the clothes and angavastram, all these things he would be doing. And he was finally giving out prayers in mandiras. That day also he performed everything and completed the prayer and was chanting 5-lettered mantra. Why? Because it was a custom that when he completed his prayer, his puja, he would be feeling a satisfaction within him. On that particular day, he was not feeling completed, and some or other he felt uneasy, and he felt something was incomplete. He felt by himself. So he didn't get up. After doing all these things, he was sitting there and chanting 5-lettered mantra till the time he wanted to be there to soften out, to quiet out his mind. As time went on, the wife, his wife was also standing by the side of him. She was also waiting. She didn't know her husband was delaying the puja. When he had completed, he would be automatically getting up and leaving. But today he was not getting up, and she was waiting for the instructions from him. So she was waiting there, and at the same time, she didn't waste that time. That was the keen point you must understand. Even though she was not participating in the puja performed by her husband, she was having a deep love for Ayavantinathar. She would be looking at him as if a mother is looking at his child. A mother looking at her child. Likewise, she was looking at Shivalinga. She would be watching all the pujas and other things with the love of a mother. So, she had a deep love for Shivalingam, and her heart was slowly melting. Her heart was also slowly melting out of love. At that time, one thing happened. What happened, There was a spider just hanging from the top roof. It was hanging. It was trying to spin its web. So it was hanging. It was coming from the top roof, just above the Shivalingam. Some or other, it slipped. That web was not strong enough. I do not know what was the reason. Some or other it was cut, and the spider fell on Shivalingam itself. The spider fell on the Shivalingam itself. She looked at the spider. She was able to understand that it was a poisonous spider. Immediately, she fervently, she was shivering what to do. See, as if a mother seeing a spider on her child, she shivered. She didn't know anything to do. Immediately, her actions were out of her control. She just forgot a moment her husband by the side. She went forward, and the spider was just going here and there on the Shivalingam, and she just from her mouth burst out, she just blew a burst of air. Even though she blew the air from her mouth, she made it deliberately wet with her saliva. So it was wet. The spider was thrown away. Some or other she was able to manage by her strong blow of air. The spider was not able to manage to stick on to the Sivalingam, and so it was thrown away. She felt happy, but not Neelanakkar. He was bewildered. Hey, what are you doing? He asked her. What are you doing? You are just blowing air on Sivalingam. Your saliva has been sprinkled on Sivalingam. What a thing you have done. Immediately she understood. She came to the present world, and she came to her senses, and she understood that her husband was standing by the side of her and was scolding her. Why did you do that? He was asking. She said the spider was running on him, running on Sivalingam. It was a poisonous one. So I just blew up the air to drive it away. But Thiruneela Nakkar was not convinced. What you have done is avacharam. It's not righteous thing. See, I have done all these abhishekams and all these things. You have spoiled the everything. You have spoiled by blowing up your air with saliva. Do you think it's a good thing to do like this? He was asking her. Do you think it is the righteous thing? You must have adopted some other means to drive away the spider. You could have used a leaf. You could have used some other way to remove it. How can you just blow your air from your mouth? No, it can't be accepted. She again begged out of anxiety. I don't know what to do. So I just blew it up because at that moment I wanted our Sivalingam should be safeguarded from that poisonous spider. So at that momentary action I did that. I was not able to understand the consequences. Kindly excuse me, she was asking. But Thiruneela Nakkar was not ready to listen to her request. He immediately shouted at her and told her, see, from this time, I don't think that it's fit enough to live with you. I am not going to live with you. I am abandoning you this moment. I am just separating you from my life. You can go anywhere you want. Don't come to my house. I don't want you anymore. Because I cannot take up a person who had done this sin. If some other people had done this, I can understand. But you living with me, you know the acharam I have been adopting. You are well aware of all those things. Now, how can you dare to do such a thing? Okay, go away from this here. I don't want to see your face. Go away from here. I don't want you anymore. Don't come to my house. I am just leaving you. You can go anywhere you want, and you can live anywhere you like. Saying that, he was driving her. She came out of the that sanctum. She came out and she didn't know what to do. She didn't know where to go, and she leaving the sanctum sanctorum, she was coming out and standing in a corner of the temple. In a corner of the temple, she was there. She was there. And after Thiruneela Nakkar had said that she had that she had desecrated the sacred deity when he had declared that he had already parted from her. She didn't know what to do. She was waiting there for God's decision. Thiruneela Nakkar again did all the abhishekams and other things afresh, because he thought that the deity got some or other the apacharam. It should be some or other be rectified. So he performed all those things and he left the temple without thinking about his wife. He didn't think about his wife. He didn't give a thought about her, and he left for the house and he reached his house. There he was there, and the evening came, and it was dusk, and she was there in the temple. He came back to his house, and he didn't care about his wife who stayed back in the temple, and Thiruneela Nakkar went to bed that night without giving a thought about his wife. During the night he had a strange dream, a very, very nice dream he had dreamt. The deity he was performing all these days, the Shiva Puja, Ayya. Only Ayya temple he was going every day and offering his prayers, performing his puja. That Ayya appeared before him in the dream. See, he can visualize the Ganga, the crescent on his head, and the great pith of Lord Shiva. The whole the appearance of Lord Shiva made him joyous, and he was not knowing what to do, and he prostrated before him. Tears were running down from his eyes on his cheeks, and he was lifting his hands above his head and praying, "Oh my Lord, how merciful you are. You have decided to come to my dream." See, it should be a very great penance I must have done. That is why you have come to my dream. So many people are yearning for this opportunity, but you have taken the pains of coming to my dream. He was saying all these things. Suddenly he noticed the blisters on the body of Lord Shiva. Of course, you can understand Lord Shiva doesn't have any body at all. See, to make him understand, he can assume any form. That is the capacity of Lord Shiva, isn't it? See, he can assume any form, any shape, any figure, anything he can assume. So likewise, he took a form of Lord Shiva. He came in the form of Lord Shiva, and on his body there were blisters and also on his face. He noticed, and suddenly he asked Thiruneela Nakkar, "Oh my Lord, why I am seeing blisters on you? How did it happen?" And Lord Shiva answered him, "Thiruneela Nakkar, You just noticed these things, but you have not noticed one more thing. He was looking at him. Oh my Lord, save me. See, you have seen the blisters on only one side. On the other side, you just look at it. It's very clean. Originally, I was having blisters on those side also. Why, you know? The spider fell on me during your puja. You might have known it. Yes, my Lord, I knew. It was a poisonous spider, you know. It was running on me like here and there. Suddenly your wife, she just blew up the air and she drove away the spider on me and it was thrown away. Because of the spider, blisters were found on my entire body, but somehow or other, your wife was blowing her air with saliva. When it touched me, the blisters got cured. So wherever her air was touching me, my blisters got cured. So on the other places, she might have given another blow of air and those might have been cured. But what did you do? You just scolded her and stopped her from doing it. That is why these blisters are remaining on my body. He said that and disappeared. Suddenly Thiruneela Nakkar woke up. He was upset. Oh, what a dream is this? It is not a dream. It is a real event. Lord Shiva has come to me to teach me something. I was mistaking my wife. I was mistaking her action. But Lord Shiva saying that her action cured his blisters, his boils on his body. So, if the boils can be cured by the air filled with the saliva, then the greatness of his wife should be understood. So he thought, see, only because of her, Lord Shiva appeared in my dream. So what a penance she is having. So I am mistaken to scold her. What she did had been approved by Lord Shiva. What I have done, it has not been approved. So even my puja, I performed the puja once again, but it didn't cure him. My puja, the secondary puja or repeated puja, didn't cure him. But whereas her mouth blown air cured his blisters. Even the Ganga, the water, sacred water, it was not able to cure the blisters. But the wet air blown by Neela Nakkar's wife cured the blisters. So he understood the fact, real fact. He understood his mistake. He immediately ran to the temple and he confessed his mistake to his wife. I did a great mistake. Please excuse me. Only you are so kind enough. Your love to Lord Shiva was very pure. I didn't understand at all. Your love has been accepted in the place of my puja. God has given priority to your love rather than to my puja. So what a splendid love you are having. I am mistaken. All the time when I am doing puja, I was only thinking of Lord Shiva. I didn't think that you are also doing a puja without flowers and without other accessories, but you are also doing puja at the time of my performance. He gave all those things, convinced his wife, and begged her mercy and asked her to excuse him. And she said, it's all right. If I were in your place, I should have done the same thing. Okay, let's go home. Both of them came to the house. So, this story clearly indicates that Lord Shiva is very keen on the love shown by the people. See, out of love, your actions some or other may not be graded as correct, but if you see the actions with an eye of love, they would be seeming to be correct. What to say? Say, love comes first. Priority is love. Then only the performance. Without love, no performance can convince Lord Shiva. So, in this way, Thiruneela understood the greatness of his wife, and also he got a teaching. He got a teaching that God looks only at this love and then sincerity. So people think that sincerity makes the priority. Of course, sincerity should be there, but under the name of sincerity, you should not lose the strength of love. The love should be there. If you start showing love, it would not be having any boundaries at all. It would not be having any boundaries at all. See, if you start showing love, no boundary at all. So, sincerity is welcome. No problem. Sincerity should be there. But sincerity without love, no use. We must understand, we need sincerity, and to make it real and fruitful, have the love. So, likewise, the Thiruneela Nakkar was able to understand the real thing that was happening, and he also understood the strength of love in the puja, Shiva puja. And he was continuing his daily duties. He was hosting all 7 adiyars, and he would be bringing adiyars to his home, and he would be offering them very nice things like vastram and also food and everything, and he was continuing his services for 7 adiyars. At that time, he heard about Thiruneela Sambandar. He heard about Thiruneela Sambandar. People told that Thiruneela Sambandar was gifted by milk by Uma, goddess Uma, and Thiruneela Sambandar was able to give a lot of hymns and songs dedicated for Lord Shiva, and those songs are very powerful, and if they are recited in the temple, it was yielding lot of results. So people were fond of that padigams, and they would be going and praying with the padigams for Lord Shiva. So people started doing their prayers with the padigams. He heard about that, and he wanted to go and meet Thiruneela Sambandar in Sirhari. But whenever he tried, he was told that Peruman has gone on tour. He was not in Sirhari. So he was waiting for an opportunity to go and meet him. To his surprise, one day he gathered that Thiruneela Sambandar was approaching Tiruchattamangai to offer his prayers in Tiruchattamangai. in Ayavandinatha temple. Naturally, whom he wanted to go and worship, that Adiyar, that Arulalar, he is himself coming to that town. So he was overjoyed, overwhelmed. He decorated the whole town. As if some good thing is happening in his house. As if some marriage or other good thing is happening in his house. He decorated his house, not only his, he decorated the whole town. And he told all the people that Thiruneela Sambandar is coming to the town. Come on, go and make arrangements, wide arrangements. Invite every people in and around the town. He was making all arrangements. When Thiruneela Sambandar approached Tiruchattavangai, he and his wife Thiruneela Nakkar prostrated before him, and he was not able to control his cry. Weeping. He was weeping before him out of joy. Jnana Sambandar patted him, and he took him to the temple, and from there Thiruneela Nakkar requested him to come to his house and to have food from his house. Thiruneela Sambandar agreed for this, and he was told that the food is ready for him and also for his retinue. So all of them arrived at Thiruneela Nakkar's house. Thiruneela Sambandar, Thiruneelanakka Yalpanar, Madanga Sulamaniyar, his wife, all of them with other devotees, everybody came to Thiruneelanakkar's house, and wide arrangements have been made, and everybody was provided with a very nice food, and everybody was very happy. Neelanakkar was also feeling very happy. But subsequently, Neelanakkar made a request to Thiruneela Sambandar that Jnana Sambandar should stay that night at his residence. He requested him, you please stay with us tonight. Give this opportunity to host you one more day. Thiruneela Sambandar thought for a moment and then asked Thiruneela Nakkar, if you want me to be here for this night, then you must be doing one favor for me. He was like, oh, please dictate. I am indebted to do it. Whatever you want, I would be doing it. You order. He was saying. Thiruneela Sambandar told him, see, along with me, Yalpanar and his wife are coming. See, gents would be able to lie down anywhere they want, and they can spend their night anywhere. In and around the house, they can even take some shelter. But ladies cannot go outside. So you must provide a shelter. You must provide a space inside your house for Yalpanar and his wife. Can you do that for me? He was asking. Thiruneela Nakkar said, why not? It's an order from you. I would be doing it. Because Thiruneela Sambandar thought Thiruneela Nakkar has been very sincerely following all the doctrines and all the things from Vedas, and he would be treating his house very sacred, and there was a Yagagunda inside the house. Every day he was doing yagams. So Thiruneela Nakkar may not be agreeing to provide a space for Thiruneela Nakkar, Thiruneela Yalpanar and his wife. But he agreed. Thiruneela Nakkar agreed. And he took the couple inside his house and offered a prominent space in the house itself. Thiruneela Sambandar felt very happy. He felt very happy. because he wanted to testify, Thiruneela Nakkar, whether he was a man who left his wife in the temple itself, isn't it? Because of some action, he thought avacharam. Is it not? So, Thiruneela Sambandar got convinced. The next day, everybody got up and everybody went to the temple. Neelanakkar followed Thiruneela Sambandar. Thiruneela Sambandar offered very nice padiham for Ayya, in which he had praised Thiruneelanakka. He had praised Thiruneelanakka. Usually, our great people, Thiruneelanakka, Thirunavukarasar, our great people, Thiruneela Sambandar, Thirunavukarasar, Sundar, will not mention a human being in their padihams, because all the padihams are exclusively dedicated for Lord Shiva. So it should not mean for anybody else. So likewise, no human being would be finding a place, but exclusively, even though all the songs were accorded for Lord Shiva, they have mentioned the greatness of Adiyars in Devaram. So you must understand, you must be able to calculate the height of these Adiyars mentioned by our Thiruneela Sambandar Devaram mover in Devaram. So likewise, Neelanakkar was praised in Thiruneela Sambandar's padiham, and everybody completed the whole thing. And Neelanakkar was returning to his home. Thiruneela Sambandar continued his journey after bidding goodbye to Thiruneelanakkar, and also told him, since you are near to Sirgazhi, whenever you feel to see me, you can always come to Sirgazhi, and we can just meet. Thiruneela Sambandar was so kind enough to utter these words. Neelanakkar felt very happy. Oh my Lord, you have given me this right. I would be delighted to have this opportunity. Then, after saying goodbye, Thiruneela Sambandar left that place. Neelanakkar came back and he followed his routine duties, and he was doing all the hosting as before for all the Sivanadiyas, and his daily prayers to Ayya. Likewise, the whole life was going very peacefully. After a few years, he received an invitation from Sivabada Hirdaya that Thiruneela Sambandar is getting married. He received a message. So he was very happy, he felt very happy, and he took his wife and kith and kin, and they all went to Achalpuram, Thiruperumananallur. They all went there to attend the marriage, without knowing that they are going to be given a wedding gift by Thiruneela Sambandar. Usually people going to wedding, they will be gifting the couple with some presents. But here, see, the couple, the Thiruneela Sambandar gave the gift to all those who attended the marriage. So at that time, the marriage and the Vaikasi Moolam, when the marriage took place, everybody attained Sivaloka through the great light appeared in the Garbhagriha in the temple. So Thiruneela Sambandar called, and he took everybody along with him to Sivaloka, and our Thiruneelanakkar with his wife also accompanied him. So with this, David Chekadar finishes the story, and we are delighted to know that Neelanakkar had met Thiruneela Sambandar, and he hosted Thiruneela Sambandar and he was mentioned by Thiruneela Sambandar in Devaram. So, out of this story, we are collecting the information that the pujas we have to do, we can please Lord Shiva, no doubt about it, but more than the sincerity, our love for Lord Shiva, it should be the prominent part of the puja. So sincerity should be there, but it should not erode or it should not corrode the love. Love doesn't have any prayer. Sincerity has boundaries and bindings, but love doesn't have any boundaries and bindings. So give priority to love. That was the teaching we are getting, and with this I am just closing down this episode. Next week we will meet and discuss. Next week means next episode we will discuss about Naminandi Adigal, one more Nayanmar in our Periya Puranam. And I am requesting all these listeners to subscribe to Jnanathiral and also guide other adiyars to subscribe to Jnanathiral monthly magazine, in which a lot of things are discussed about Tirumurais, and a lot of articles are there, and they are priceless, precious. You can read them at whatever time you want. So after 1 month, don't think that it is not a monthly magazine that can be thrown away after the month. Not like that. It should be kept in your safe custody. Whenever you find time, you can take it up, even after 1 year, 2 years. It will give you valuable information. So keep that book as in your safe custody. And also Jnanathiral has released a book on Thiruneela Sambandar in English, comics book. This comics book very, very suitable for children. See, if you give this comic book to the children, they will be attracted, because in comics form they will follow Thiruneela Sambandar's story, and they would be coming across a lot of good things in their life, and they would be understanding how Thiruneela Sambandar is a hero. They would be appreciating some foreign heroes like a Batman hero and Spider-Man, all those things. But here, a real hero, our Thiruneela Sambandar, they can very well know about his life and also other things in that. They would be guided in the proper way also. So get this book. It costs only 490 rupees. You just get that book. You can gift it to your children, not only your children but other school children also. If you want to give them some present this book, give this book. It will be a suitable present for them. And you just please visit our website, Facebook, and a lot of informations are available for you. And some other books, Thiruvarud Payan, Saiva Siddhanta Sastram in English is also available. If you want, you can get that book. Likewise, I have written some more books. And if you want to donate, sponsor some of the articles for Jnanathiral, you can also do it. And one more glad news is soon Jnanathiral is going to release Thiruneelanakka comics book for children in Tamil. It costs 490 rupees. Suppose if you book it now, it costs only 430. Prior booking costs 430. We are giving a discount of 60 rupees. At the time of release, the book will be dispatched to you. You must, of course, you must bear the extra charges for postage. So with this, I am just concluding. As a concluding note, let me chant 5-lettered mantra for 5 times. Kindly follow me. Tiruchitrambalam. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Tiruchitrambalam. தென்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, என் நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி. வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு அரோகரா. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம்.